Hello and welcome to Stinger Diecast and another weekly haul video. This week I have, as usual, have some pretty cool stuff to show you. I don't have as many items as I usually do, but there's still some very interesting stuff here. So a quick overview, we have the new Tarmac works, both the Defender 90 and the Defender 110, they're Land Rovers. From Jackie Kim, we have some new Bugattis, or I guess these aren't truly new, but they're very beautiful models. We have both the Chiron and the Devo. From Hot Wheels, we have a couple of the new Fast and Furious releases in the Furious Fleet set. And then some older Hot Wheels, some very cool models that I was very surprised to find. But before we get into these, this week I also received not one, but two gift boxes. And the first one came in yesterday from David at Twice Diecast. And he sent me a box of mostly loose cars from Majorette and Norev. And there's some beautiful models in this box, and we'll take a look at some of the highlights of this in a minute. And then today I also received a very sizable box from Australia, and this came from Chris at CRA Diecast. And as far as I know, this box contains some more Majorette, which I'm very excited about, but it also contains some Siku, which I'm extremely excited about because I do not have a single Siku model in my entire collection. So I'm very, very interested in getting to check out that brand. I know that they tend to run a little large in scale, but it'll still be very cool to see what he sent me. But moving on. So the highlights from the box that David sent me begin with this Porsche 918 in this beautiful blue with black wheels. This is just a gorgeous model. And this is the second version of this car that I have, and I thought the other one that I had in a nice flat black with some red stripes on it was beautiful. This one is absolutely incredible. So very, very nice. Then Jaguar F-Type from Majorette. That Porsche, I don't remember if I mentioned it. This is Majorette. And then this Jaguar F-Type from Majorette. It's a very nice model as well. It's a little big, but most Majorettes are. This one's definitely big, but it's a very cool model. This Toyota Celica in a nice yellow color. And another Majorette. It's very nice. And then for wagons, I love wagons, so exciting to have a new addition to the wagon collection. This Peugeot 908, what is this? 908, no, not 908, 508 SW, sorry. It's a very, very nice wagon. So opening rear rear lift gate. Yeah, so very nice. And then this awesome Citroen 2CV, which I was very happy to see he included. I've been definitely looking forward to getting my hands on one of these. Another Majorette. So very, very nice. And then from Norev, this Gendarmerie Citroen SW, which is just a very cool, very funky looking car. But this is a awesome model. So very cool. I'd definitely say this is pretty large. Norev is not, most of the time is not a 1/64 scale. They're 3-inch scale, so they're fitting the package. And then what was probably the biggest highlight of the box for me was this Alfa Romeo Giulia from Majorette. This is just a gorgeous car, and Majorette actually did a really good job on this because this has opening doors, and the panel lines and what have you are not offensive at all. So it makes it a great model. If it's let down by anything at all, it's let down by the wheels. But that's not an unusual thing with Majorettes. Maybe someday I'll take one of these and swap the wheels on it or something, because it's a beautiful model otherwise. So anyway, that was the gift box that I got from David at Twice Diecast. Chris's box, I will be opening on video, and that should post tomorrow. So I'm very, very excited to see what's in that box. So we're going to start with these Hot Wheels. So these were found in a local antiques mall. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a huge racing fan, and I love historic racing. And one of my favorite series from the late 60s was the Can-Am series. And I was shocked to find not one, but two, and actually three Can-Am cars. So this Shadow Mark IIA, which I'm completely shocked to see that Hot Wheels even made a version of this car, as it was, you know, it was well known in the Can-Am world, but it was not, I don't think, particularly well known beyond that. And then the Chaparral. Obviously the Chaparral is a much more famous car, and you know, it was part of the original, or not this particular one, but there was a Chaparral included in the original Hot Wheels lineup in 1968 when they first came out. So not surprising to see Hot Wheels do other Chaparral models, but to see a Shadow, that's truly shocking. So these are very cool. I love the Can-Am. You know, the Can-Am was, you know, kind of an unrestricted racing series. It ran until the early 70s, when Porsche made a car that was so unrestricted that nobody could compete with it, and it kind of killed the series. But the Shadow this is just an amazing car to find. And, you know, it's an older Hot Wheels, so it's pretty cool. This is from 1990. The copyright's 1998. So this would have, if the same ratio holds, this probably would have been a 1999 release. I don't know if they did the same thing with their copyrights at that time. But yeah, so this was cool. This would have been a late Can-Am car because it has a wing on it. Can-Am was like the most iconic images that you'll often see from Can-Am were the Chaparrals, the later versions of the Chaparrals that had these really high mounted wings that, you know, were on these big struts, and they actually moved, and the driver could control it. He had a lever that he could tilt the wing. So on the straights, he would tilt it flat to reduce drag, and then as he came up to the corner, he would flip the lever, and then the wing would tilt, and he would have more downforce through the corners. But it was not it was a fascinating design, but not a particularly successful design, because the cars were prone to breaking. Very primitive at the time, and lots of mechanical elements of that broke. But anyway, I shouldn't spend too much time rambling about racing, because I dropped this beautiful Shadow, because we're here to look at the cars. And so next we have the Chaparral 2 in white. White was the true Chaparral color. This is what they ran all their cars, always white and black. And this is a very heavy model. It's a metal base. It's very nice. No details on the front and back, so just you get the top, basically just the racing number, and then the Hot Wheels logo on the side. But again, it's just awesome to see Hot Wheels making cars like this. I'm sure in the 60s, this one's got a messed up wheel on it. That's unfortunate. But you know, in the 60s and early 70s, these cars were probably fairly popular. But now, unless you're a racing aficionado, they're not very well known. But it's cool that Hot Wheels even did you know, extra wide tires on the back, which is an interesting touch, because, you know, a lot of times now they do, you know, a smaller front wheel and a bigger rear wheel, but here they even did a wider rear wheel, which is a nice detail. So this is a very cool car. It's all metal for mainline release. This one's plastic. I think these came out the same year, but that one's not going to roll. These wheels are messed up. So I guess the extra wide wheels, the price you pay for that is that they rub against the body and the car doesn't roll then. So that's a little disappointing. And then we have this one. This is the Hot Wheels-ified version of the Chaparral 2. I don't think they would have ever run the car with any kind of livery like this, especially not in the late 60s. Late 60s race car liveries were pretty simplistic. Yeah, obviously this one's not nearly as cool. I just grabbed it because, you know, they had it there, and it you know, I was getting this one, so it went well together with it. But it's you know, this brings back memories of the original cars. This is the goofy, you know, Hot Wheels-ified version of that. That is, you know, it's the same vehicle. The wheels do spin on this one, so there's just something wrong with this. Maybe the different wheels. I don't know. Anyway, I know you guys don't care about that. So very cool. I'm glad to find these. Love the Can-Am series. It was such a fascinating series. All right, so a few other somewhat older Porsches, a little newer than these. This is 2017, so these were probably 2018 releases. So this was a Then and Now series release, and I assume that I have both of them for this Porsche. So the 934 Turbo RSR in white. And it's just white, not much else to it. But I love white cars with black wheels. It's one of my favorite looks for cars. Not really sure why. I know some people consider it boring, but I love it. My current car is white. Actually, my last 3 cars have been white. And since I live in Arizona and it gets to be, you know, 115 degrees in the summertime, I'll probably always buy a white car. But love this casting. It's beautiful. White version's great. And so this was the then version, and then this is the now version, I believe. So the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, another fantastic Hot Wheels casting. And again in white with black wheels with a silver ring, which this one also had. And yeah, just another, you know, this GT3 casting from Hot Wheels is great. I love it. I'll grab every one of these that I see. So just love those. All right, then the Renault Sport RS 0.1. Got this mostly just because it is a race car. And this is, you know, kind of inspired by a real livery kind of thing. I mean, obviously it is very much a Hot Wheels thing, but it's a cool car. I don't know that I've seen Hot Wheels do a truly good version of this car yet, but maybe they will do a nice one. Or I mean, I have hardly seen all of these that they've put out. I've only ever found a couple of them. So I'm sure there may be some better versions of this out there, but it's still cool. I'm still glad to have another one. I think I maybe have one other version of it in my collection right now. It's got Renault as part of the casting in the wing, which is cool, but it would look better if they tampered that to highlight it. And, you know, you got front details. And this would be a good one to see a premium release of. I don't know if they've ever done that, but it would make a good premium. All right, so one more Hot Wheels, and this is the 84 Audi Sport Quattro in green. And this is just one, I collect this casting, and this is just one I didn't have already. And so I'm very happy to find this one. It's very nice, cool car. And this is probably one of the better versions of it. I mean, the others are nice, but this looks really good in this green color. So, very cool. All right, so let's look at some Land Rovers now. Well, first, I have two of these from the Fast and Furious Fleet release. I did not find the others. So you have the Jeep, which is this one, the Land Rover Defender 90. There's a Mustang, which I assume this is based on the same casting that they just did for the Slide Street Mustang. I'm guessing, anyways. You have a Charger, Hellcat, wide body, and a Honda S2000. All three of those are, I will definitely grab those whenever I find them. But first, so let's crack this Jeep open really quickly. This is the Jeep Gladiator. So I think they just did this one in premium with the motorcycles in the back for hyper haulers for that set, which was this one, which is a nice release. I do like this one. I liked it a lot more than I expected. And then this new version in gray, this is even better. And they tooled up a different piece. Actually, this may not be the same casting. The front part's the same, but it has a tailgate on it. So they tooled this in a way that and that tailgate does not appear to be part of this plastic piece. It looks like it's part of the casting itself. So they tooled it to have that replaceable part in the back, which is pretty cool. I think all the previous releases of this have just had these motorcycles, but this has this alternative stuff. Looks like this is like a ramp. The truck gets stuck or something, and then there's some other stuff in the bed of the truck. But yeah, this looks really good. I'm not a huge Jeep fan, but you know, if it's a nice model, I definitely appreciate it. This one's pretty cool looking. Nice silver color. All right, now Land Rovers, and the first one we're going to look at here is this Defender 90. This is the first time, I believe the first time that they have done this Defender 90 in premium. It looks like it's in a gloss black. So they had done the Defender 110 in a prior Fast and Furious release in a flat black, which is this one, which looks fantastic. This is one of my favorite versions of this Defender 110. This flat black one. It looks really cool. And then now we get the Defender 90 in a premium release in gloss black. So kind of wish they had done this one in flat black too. This just looks much better matte. This matte finish is really nice. But it's good details. It's a nice looking version overall. I think it would have looked better if it had been a matte finish, but it's still pretty good. So you know, this was originally a mainline release. So just a quick look at some of the other mainline versions. Have this blue one, and it came out. There was a green one. I believe there's also a Zamac version of this, which I have never seen. And then there was this red one, which I think was the first release. And then there's probably a recolor of this that I never found. I don't know. I should have looked this up on the wiki to see what is out there. But and then another Defender 90 release. This is from Schuco in an all black, but a two-tone. So it's got matte finish on some areas, and then the gloss around the windows and the doors, which is a pretty cool looking, just a pretty cool look for the vehicle. And obviously Schuco's a little bit more of a accurate look than Hot Wheels, than you'll typically get with Hot Wheels, but Hot Wheels casting isn't bad at all. So okay, very cool. Happy to have found that one quickly too. I figured it would be a while before I saw that in stores, but I found that in Target, so I was very happy to pick that up. And then we have from Tarmac Works, we have two brand new Land Rover Defenders. So they did both the Defender 90 and the Defender 110 and released them at the same time. This is the primary release, so I guess let's look at this one first. The Defender 90 is currently a region exclusive. Okay, this is supposed to be easy open packaging. There it goes. Yeah, sorry for blocking the camera with my hand. All right, so yeah, this looks pretty good. This is kind of crooked. So what do we get? We have inserted details on the front. We got some dirty windows, which is unfortunate. I'm very disappointed to see that on a Tarmac Works. It's a huge problem on green lights, but most other brands have been able to avoid this. It's very disappointing to see Tarmac have that problem. You know, Tarmac is really trying to compete with Mini GT with this. This is a Global 64 release, so they're really trying to compete with Mini GT on these. And if they want to do that, they can't allow windows to ship like that. Mini GT is... I've never seen a window problem like that on a Mini GT. So this has pretty cool taillights here. Land Rover on the license plate. Defender on the wheel cover. The wheels are pretty authentic, rubber tires. You get a metal base, and these roll. This is the big thing about the Global 64 line, is that they roll, whereas most Tarmac Works don't, or don't roll very well, at least. So we have a very nice example to compare this to. This is from a company called Almost Real, and these are sold as blind boxes. So they do both the Defender 110 and the Defender 90, and then you buy the box and you don't know which car you're going to get or what color it's going to be. I don't know, there's like 20 different versions of these. Excuse me, different color variations. But it's a beautiful model. And I really had nothing to complain about with this model. You can see the Tarmac Works is pretty good. You know, they are spot on in size. So they're both 1/64 scale. They both have some texture here in this graphic on the hood. And obviously they're running the exact same livery, and overall these are the same vehicle. I mean, they're not the same casting, but they're they represent the same vehicle. Tarmac does have this wheel cover, but the Almost Real came with the wheel cover as a separate piece that you could put on. And it actually came with a bunch of little accessories and stuff that you could put onto the roof rack. But those I just left in the package. I do think the tail lights on the Tarmac probably look a little bit better. It looks like maybe they have lensed those. Let's see if we can zoom in on those. Yeah, that's a transparent plastic piece versus just a painted representation. Tarmac also raised these little indicators here where they're flat on this one. So yeah, so they did a pretty good job on these. You know, there's a little quality control with the windows, but other than that, it's a beautiful model. Looks right size. You know, this has a plastic base, this has a metal base, so this has more weight to it. And these are much less expensive. For a blind box release, these are quite expensive. I think this thing costs like $35 shipped, which is a lot for a blind box when you don't know what you're getting. And there may be cheaper ways to get these. Actually, I think if you order them off of AliExpress, they are a little bit less expensive. But okay, so let's move on to the Defender 90 and hope that they don't have the same problem with the windows. So this Defender 90 is a Hong Kong exclusive, I believe. It was, I think, released at a Hong Kong toy show a couple weeks ago, where Tarmac announced a whole bunch of really cool things, including the fact that they now have a license for Ferrari, but their license is restricted to making race cars. So they're going to be making a bunch of Ferrari race cars, which is pretty cool. They have a Mercedes Formula One car coming out, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So this one does not have the window issues, so that's good to see. That is definitely good to see. Has the same construction. Otherwise, it's the same, basically the same casting, just shorter. Same color. No difference there. The roof details are a little different. The hood details a little different, just missing the graphic in the middle. The front is the same. Yeah, so this is a good release, and it's just a little disappointing to see some cloudy windows on this one. Hopefully Tarmac can work that quality issue out and not have it become endemic like it is with green lights. But yeah, these are very cool, and definitely a good alternative to the. This is still an awesome model. This almost real model. It is a very, very nice Land Rover, and it is available in many other colors and so on. You just don't know which one you're going to get when you buy one, so it makes it a little bit challenging. Okay, all right. So those are the new Tarmac Works Land Rovers from Global 64 line. They are very nice, so very happy with those. And next, we have from Bugatti, sorry. So this is a brand called Jackie Kim, or JKM, and it's primarily a Chinese brand, or it seems to be primarily sold in China. I don't think anyone sells this in the U.S., which means it's probably not licensed, which is really unfortunate because these are beautiful. I had purchased this one before, and this one, Bugatti Chiron in red. And so the quality, the feel in the hand, everything about them feels very similar to a Mini GT or to Tarmac Works Global 64. So they are of a equivalent quality to those, and they have beautiful details all around. Their packaging is outstanding, and it looks like they have changed it a little bit from when I bought that red one to this one. So they have added some plastic shrink around it and wrapped the car, as before it just sat into this little plastic tray. But this box is beautiful. You get the outline of the car and the top of the car, and then on the front and the rear. This is very nice packaging. This is some of the nicest packaging. Excuse me, I need to drink some water. Some of the nicest packaging of 1/64 scale models that I've seen. It's very easy once you get rid of this plastic. It's very easy to get the car out and put it back into the box if you want to store it into the box. And the box holds it very securely. And now they've even gone this extra step and wrapped it in this little bit of cloth for an extra level of protection. So this one is gloss black, just all black, and that looks sweet. These are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And buying these has really given me an appreciation for the Bugatti. I talk about this a lot on my channel about how there's a lot of cars that I really don't like that I will still buy models for, just because, you know, I learn to appreciate them from having the model and looking at it, and, you know, just being able to turn it around in your hands and examine it, and it just gives you that different perspective. Since I can't have one of these parked in my garage, and I wouldn't want one, to be quite honest, but it's having these models has definitely given me an appreciation of this car that I didn't have before. I've always thought it's just kind of a bulky looking, cumbersome, you know, hypercar that's just expensive and not really very attractive. But these models are so nice that they have made me appreciate that. So all that effort that they put into the packaging, and they still have package rub on the top of the car. That's really unfortunate. This one came out without that kind of problem. It's beautiful. But this one, with the extra care on the packaging, it actually seems to have hurt them a little bit. But it still looks very nice. All right, so I have two more. This other one is another Chiron. This one is in gray, and it has the same thing. I'm not going to open this one because we've seen two, so we don't really need to look at this one. And I may use this one as a gift for somebody else. But so we have this is a Devo, and this is the first of these that I've gotten. So it has the same packaging, outlines all around, a bunch of Chinese detail on the back, and let's get this one out. And this car is definitely still in the category of, I don't know that I really like this car, but I bought the model just to see, you know, see if I gain an appreciation of it. Man, this thing is heavy. Okay, so this is silver. I didn't remember what color I had ordered. It looks like this company tends to, when they release a model, they put it out in several different colors. And they don't have very many vehicles, very many different models. And the Bugatti seems to be the one that they're most well known for. But I do intend to pick up some of their other releases and see how those are as well. But yeah, I mean, already I can tell, like, just having this model, my appreciation for this car has stepped up enormously. Because even looking, you know, at this car in photos and what have you, it always seemed kind of ugly to me. And I'm not going to say it's beautiful, but it is cool, right? It's a different standard, right? There's beautiful, elegant, sleek, you know, those kind of things. And then there's just something that's just got that hulkiness, that cool factor to it. It's the kind of thing a lot of race cars have, but this has it as well. So yeah, so very happy with this. Again, it's another beautiful model. You get inserted details on the tail lights, and I think it has inserts in here for the headlights even. Yeah, they're very small, but they are in there. And the mirrors are hard. They're not bendy like you would have on a Mini GT. But otherwise, these are very nice. They do roll. They roll quite nicely. And fantastic models. I'm guessing they're not licensed, which is very, very disappointing to me. I hope that they can find a way to get actual licensing. If they don't have licensing, and nothing on this packaging indicates that they have licensing, hopefully they can get licensing, and then they can really go big with their products, because they're making a great product. Love the packaging. It's great packaging, great models, and they just need to nail the business side of it, and they have a winner. So it's in their hands to be able to pull that off. So I don't know, maybe they have licensing. That would be awesome if they do. You know, there's nothing on here that says that they do. So that's we'll see. So tomorrow we're going to get into this big box from Australia and see what Chris from CRA Diecast sent me. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.